Lovey says, I just started dating a guy and I don't want to push him away, but I also don't want to be with him if he is whoring around. So how do I know when I should end it or continue? Well, what you should do is don't get physical with him. If you've gotten physically intimate with him, my suggestion is that you stop. You stop that completely until you have an exclusivity conversation. And if you have an exclusivity conversation, then you can have that. You should also have other things, right? You should have conversations about what he's looking for, right? With somebody, you should have an exclusivity conversation. If you really want to protect yourself, you can wait until he commits himself before you get physically intimate with him. And while you're doing that, you should be dating other people. And that's my advice. We call it abundance dating. You should be dating multiple people at a time until one of them steps up and starts committing themselves to you. And you shouldn't be getting physically intimate with any of them. And if you're doing that, you don't even have to worry about the time frame, right? Because at some point he's going to be like, well, I want to get physically intimate with you. And he's going to be trying to hang out at your house or you hang out at his. And you're going to be like, hey, look, I don't get physically intimate with guys unless I'm in a relationship, or at least at the very least exclusive with them. And so if you want to do that, we have to, be exclusive at the very least, right? At the very, very, very least, or in a relationship, right? Whatever your boundary is, whatever your requirements are. And that's the very least of the things, right? And at some point, guys are going to start doing that, and they're going to be like, oh, well, I just want to do something casual. And you're going to be like, cool, well, then I guess we're not going to get physically intimate with each other, right? And you're just going to, you know what I mean? And so at some point, guys are going to fall off because they're going to be like, sure, I just want to, right? Or they're going to step up because they're going to be like, well, she's a really amazing woman and she's awesome and we have a great connection and I really want to be with her. And so I'm going to commit to her. And that's when you cut other people off and you end up in a situation with a guy where you guys are in a committed relationship. That is the ideal. That's the way that you should do it, right? And a lot of women are kind of weird about this whole abundance dating thing. And I get it, right? I get it. However, it's amazing and you should do it. And it works great. It works great when you get over your own insecurities. And you should assume that every guy that you're dating, you should assume that this dude is whoring himself around with other women. You should just assume that. You should assume every dude is, right? Whether they are or not, which most of them probably aren't because they probably can't get it. But you should assume that they can, right? Just assume that they are. And if you come from that mindset, what would you do? And my suggestion is that you start dating multiple people and don't get physically intimate with anybody unless they, at the very least, are exclusive with you. I hope that answers your question there, Lovely.